Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Rasul Ain bin Ahmad Razali. My matric number 268049. I'm a group leader for this group, and our company is the MC Life Science Berhad.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Isha Natasha binti Iskandar. My matrix number is 267823. I am presenter number 5 and I will present about the financial position analysis and SWOT and TOS analysis of TMCL company.
Hello everyone, my name is Nuha binti Shabani. My matric number 267971 and I will present about the executive summaries and also recommendation part.
Hi, my name is Nur Atira binti Abdullah, matric number 264623.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Jamaatul Fatihah binti Muhammad Amin. My matric number is 261624.
Okay, next. This is our acknowledgements. Is table of content. As you can see, we have the executive summary, strategic issues, problem, external forces, internal forces, financial analysis, SWOT and TOS analysis, recommended strategies, conclusion, reference, and appendix. And this is our schedule of presentations.
This strategy audit report has been selected to analyze the performance of TMC Life Science. TMC Life Science is a Malaysian investment company that operates in the healthcare sectors. TMC Life Science is one of the Malaysian fastest growing healthcare groups. TMC Life Science has been listed in main market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad in 2005 and have 5 groups operations under TMC Life Science, which are Thomson Hospital Kota Damansara, Thomson TMC, Thomson Iskandar, TMC Fertilities, and TMC Healthcare, TMC Care Pharmacies. The non-executive chairman TMC Life Science Board of Directors is Datuk Seri Muhammad Mokhtar bin Muhammad Sharif, while the top management refers to the senior management members with a president and group chief executive officer is bin Wan Nadiah binti Wan Muhammad Abdullah Yaakob. It demonstrates the board of directors and top management are responsible for analyzing and implementing a strategic plans for the company to assess if their businesses is being properly managed, as well as sufficiency and integrity of the business's internal control system. TMC Life Science is a major field of expertise with including the healthcare allocation with in terms of services, marketing, and management. TMC Life Science also earned numerous honors at the pandemic COVID-19 in 2020. It indicates that TMC Life Science is one of the most consistent and well-performing companies. The company is also built a sustainability government structure to oversee the integration of sustainability into all groups' activities. Despite its accomplishment and long-term viability, the TMC Life Science experienced centered problems during the wave of COVID-19 cases. When the number of cases continued to rise during the years of 2020, the healthcare system bears the burden of pressure. When the government issued the Movement Control Order or MCO in several states throughout 2020, it had a negative impact on the company performance because the number of inpatients and outpatients had decreased by nearly 20% to the same period for the previous year. So, the report will attempt to find the internal and external issues that TMC Life Science is facing in current times. Its internal environment will be analyzed using the annual report, financial report, and sustainability report that have been published by the TMC Life Science for the financial year 2020. The published material will be used to identify the strengths and the weaknesses of TMC Life Science. Meanwhile, the external environment of TMC Life Science will be analyzed to determine the opportunities and the threats of the company. There are 2 approaches that have been used for this purpose, which are STEEP analysis and 5-force analysis that have been developed by Michael Porter. Finally, the SWOT and the TOS metric analysis has been selected as a strategic tool to identify the best strategic of the company that will be recommended to the TMC Life Science to overcome its identified internal issue.
So I would like to continue to present about the strategic issues or problem in our company, which is the TMC Life Science Berhad. So we have few issues, which is the first one is decrease in services performance due to COVID-19 pandemic, and the second one is high competitors faced by TMC's pharmacy via e-commerce platform. So for the first issue is decrease in services performance due to COVID-19 pandemic, which at the start of PHKD's financial year in July 2020, there was a continued upward trend in hospital activity when the economy gradually reopened in June 2020. As the contributed rise of the third wave of COVID-19 cases, the government announced a conditional movement of control order, which is the CMCO in Selangor, Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya from October 2020 to early December 2020. Okay, next, the number of patients coming to the hospitals decreased compared to the month of the September 2020. All departments have a few saw a corresponding decrease in activity. And then the rise of cases put on our public healthcare systems, and this was occasionally experienced in our own hotel. And then the staff were placed on MC or quarantine, but the staff had to step in and be redeployed to cover their colleagues. Next, this is the second issue, which is high competitors faced by TMC pharmacy via e-commerce platform. Okay, the number of customers visiting their premises had decreased since the pandemic hit, and then the healthcare services have traditionally become virtual, and then the e-commerce market for retail pharmacy is extremely competitive, as established platforms such as Shopee and Lazada have facilitated e-shop for even small standalone pharmacies. Okay, many international suppliers also utilize this platform to deliver their products to the Malaysian market at a cheaper price. Okay, this is continue for the second issue. Okay, so competitions from giant companies, e-commerce from abroad has become one of the big competitors for pharmaceutical retailers such as the MC Life Science Berhad Care and others in Malaysia, because those companies from abroad get cheap prices when entering to the market in Malaysia. Pharmaceutical e-commerce has increased competitions from the abroad industry, increased customer expectations, and the pharmacy landscape was shifting up.
Okay, now I will explain about the external force. In the external force, the part that we need to take note is the step analysis. Step analysis is a tool commonly used in marketing to evaluate the different external forces that impact an organization. The step analysis also to examine the external environmental factor that have significant impact on the 5 factors, which is first socioculture, second technological, third economical, fourth ecological, and 5 political. Okay, for the first impact, which is sociocultural, the TMC Life Science has put many effort into the corporate social responsibility CSR program that mainly focus on social, environmental, and the education to ensure that the community can get the benefit from the program. For example, Thomson Hospital Kota Damansara donate 200,000 PPE to Sabah State Health Department. The collaboration with the partner with Gelala Tegas Sendirian Berhad. They also donate 2,000 surgical face masks, 3,000 N95 protection masks, and more than 7,000 face shield. Also jumpsuit and boot covers. Okay, next is the political. The Thomson Hospital Kota Damansara began accepting COVID-19 patients into a hospital with the wards specially designated and retrofitted to accommodate them. The hospital registered to be the vaccination center under the National Immunization Program. Okay, third is the technological. Recently, the news reported that the TMC Life Science in the year 2021 has developed a new renovation of technology for the customer. The modern facilities infrastructure at the hospital, which is to build the innovative platform to deliver sustainable quality healthcare to the customer, is through creativity, dedication, commitment, and the application of world-class standard in all of the endeavor. The TMC Life Science also offer the reproductive treatments such as in vitro fertilization, IVF, pre-implantation genetic testing, PGT, and also donation program like the surgical sperm retrieval. The special design incubator with the bulb in a camera and microphone that takes an image of embryos every 10 minutes. They also provide the quality care and high treatment control. Next is the ecological. This is the way how TMC Life Science control their waste to protect the ecological. The Thomson Hospital Kota Damansara produce hazardous waste type such as clinical and pharmaceutical waste. All waste is managed by the Environmental Quality Schedule Waste Regulation 2000 and 2015, enforced by the Department of the Environment. The Thomson Hospital Kota Damansara held a clinical waste training refresher for all housekeeping staff, facilitated by our infection control teams. The focus of the training session was on safe handling practices when collecting and disposing of clinical waste. The pharmacy department and SOP is strictly followed to ensure the safe disposal of any expired, damaged, or non-conforming pharmaceutical product. Okay, now we're going to talk about the Porter 5 Force model. Okay, Porter 5 Force model is the analysis methodology established by the Michael E. Porter as a way to analyze their competitive force. This is to make sure that the organization boosts their competitive advantages and profitability. Below is the 5 force analysis that drive industry competitive. There has a 5 force model, which is first is threat of new entrants, second is rivalry among existing firms, third is threat of the substitute product or service, 4 bargaining power of buyers, and the 5 bargaining power of supplier. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the first threat of new entrants. The TMC Life Science has nominated is as one of the good rating achievement, so the risk of newcomer to compete with the TMC LS are high. Next, if there is strong threat of a new entrant in the healthcare facilities industry, then TMC LS will be willing to earn lower profit to reduce the threat from the new company to establish. Next is the rivalry among existing firms. The modern facilities that the TMCLS provided will make sure the newcomers can't cooperate to compete with this company. So third, which is threat of substitute product or service. The hospital offer the ENT, head and neck, CO2 laser treatment, and also offer specialist interventional neuroradiology service. The Thomson Hospital Kota Damansara provide more than 154 specialist outpatient clinic, cancer theoretics, and preventive health and family medical center. The comprehensive range of reproductive treatments such as IVF, also the substitute product that substitute service that the TMC provide. Next, the bargaining power of buyers. If the buyers have strong bargaining power, then they usually tend to drive price down, thus limiting the potential of the TMC Life Science Berhad to earn sustainability profit. And lastly, the bargaining power of supplier. If the supplier have a strong bargaining power, then TMCLS will extract higher price from the TMC Life Science Berhad. It will impact the potential of TMC Life Science Berhad to maintain above average profit in the healthcare facilities industry. The solely department on their service and goal. Despite rising healthcare costs, demand continues to grow in the healthcare business as a consumer attempt to become ill.
Hi, I'm Atira. So let's take a look on internal forces of the MCLS. The MCLS, or Tropicana Medical Center Life Science Berhad, is one of the faster growing healthcare groups in Malaysia and was on the main market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad since 2005. So this company has 5 branches, which are THKD, Thomson TMC, Thomson Iskandar, TMC Fertility and TMC K Pharmacy. The MCLS is an investment holding company and categorized as a healthcare sector. They are focusing on healthcare education in terms of services and also marketing and management. So this is the vision and mission of the MCLS. So the vision is to be the integrated healthcare system of choice in Southeast Asia, and the mission is to build an innovation platform to deliver sustainable, quality healthcare to our customer through creativity, dedication, commitment, and the application of world-class standards in all of our endeavors. Next, we look on the objective of the MCLS and what the strategies that they do to meet this objective. So first, strategy to maintain the business growth through systematic planning. To maintain the business growth, the TMCLS was decided to eliminate any illegal activities such as bribery and corruption by developing code of conduct and e-employee handbook. So the MCLS also believe that maintaining employee satisfaction can maintain the business growth. Therefore, they develop various systems like subsidy system, performer-linked wage system, and Thomson Heart Initiative to reward them. And also maintain the outstanding performance also can maintain the business growth. Next, strategy to manage company resources. So let's take one example how the TMCLS manage their resources prudently. So since they have a huge number of facilities and equipment, of course it can contribute to the high consumption of electricity and may affect to the environment. So the MCLS decided to install the energy efficient building ceiling system to reduce the electricity and energy consumption. Next, strategy to recruit the best talent. So by ensuring they recruit the best talent, the MCLS have implement the human capital development, where they believe continuous learning and talent development can help to develop employee skills in the long term. Therefore, many human capital activities such as mastering effective communication to achieve better result program, code of conduct, fire awareness, and ERP are conducted. And last, strategy to improve healthcare services. So, improve healthcare services help to improve customer satisfaction. Therefore, the MCLS decided to add new services and also facilities. And the most important part is eliminate any healthcare malpractices to ensure customers' data are safe. And now, let's look on the list of the MCLS BOD. So, based on the slide, okay, these are the person that accountable to validate the recommended strategy and initiative of sustainability. And they also make the final approval to the contents of the sustainability statement. Okay, next, let's see the list of the top management of the MCLS. So according to the slide, this is the person that accountable in directing and controlling an organization at the upper level. So the top management at the MCLS is known as a senior management members. Okay, next I will explain the type of organization structure and its benefit. So look to the picture on the slide. The organizational structure of the MCLS is known as a 3-tier structure. So Audit and Risk Management Committee is a person that act as a BOD's counsel, especially in sustainability initiative matters, and also observing the implementation and progress of sustainability initiative. And Sustainability Committee refers to the top management. So through this structure, the communication and information will flow in two directions, which is between the Sustainability Committee and the Audit Risk Management Committee, and also between Audit Risk Management Committee and also the BOD. And why they choose this structure? Because it is convenient to the large or huge company, and ease the communication process, and also can avoid overlapping information.
Okay, next I will continue to explain about the financial analysis for the MC Life Science Berhad. Okay, the first one is current ratio. Okay, based on the figure 1, okay, from the year 2020 up until the year 2021, it shows a slight decrease toward the current ratio due to the current asset for each year is higher compared to current liabilities. However, KMC is still stable in the industry average ratio is above 1, which in 2020 and 2021. The current ratio shown in the graph are 2.66 and 2.46. Thus, KMC Life Science Berhad is doing well in managing its current asset. Okay, next is quick ratio. KMC Life Science Berhad experienced a decrease from 2.50 in 2020 to 2.32 in 2021, which has decreased 18%. Decreasing the quick ratio indicates a decrease in the ability to pay off current obligations, which quits asset. In this scenario, this company suffered a slight decrease in value for the year 2021. Okay, next is cash ratio. Okay, based on the figure 3 shows that for this company, they were able to maintain the preferable ratio from 1.95 in 2020 and 1.85 in 2021. Thus, in 2021, which 1.85, the company were able to have funds available after pay down existing liabilities. Okay, meaning that in these situations, the MC Life Science Berhad is capable to pay off its liability with cash and cash equivalent, and the ability to cover up all its short-term debts, and also they still have cash remaining even though the cash ratio value show some decrease. Okay, next is operating profit margin. Based on figure 4, the TMC operating profit margin for the year 2020 was 0.1201, and it has been increasing by 1.77% for this year 2021 from 0.12 to 0.13. So from the MC operating profit margin, it shows a good signs which they have used efficiently their operation for services while and turning their services sale for profit. Next is net profit after tax. Figure 5 shows the net profit after tax for the MC Life Science Berhad company for the year of 2020 and 2021. In 2020, the net profit after tax is Rm 13,275 ringgit, and in 2021 it increased to Rm 20,254 ringgit. This shows the average performance of the company. Okay, next is total asset. Figure 6 shows the total asset for the MC Life Science Berhad for the year 2020 and 2021. In the 2020, the total assets were Rm 95,000 ringgit and increased in 2021 to 1,016,000. Okay, this show good result for the company in managing its current and non-current assets. I think that's all from me. I will pass to my friends.
Now, I will continue to present the financial analysis of TMC Life Science Berhad. Based on the annual report, our group had analysed total liabilities from statement of financial position of this company. First of all, total liability can be described as an obligation between one party and another that has not yet been completed or paid for. They are settled over time through the transfer of economic benefit, including money, goods or service. On the balance sheet, we count the amount by using this formula, which is total non-current liability plus total current liability is equal to total liability. Therefore, based on this figure, it shows the amount of 2 different years of liability. On 2020, the total liability of TMC company is 178,322. And in 2021, the amount was increased to 270,612. As a result, it showed that the company had poor performance in managing the liability. However, based on prevailing interest rates available to the company, it may be most favorable for the business to acquire debt asset by incurring liabilities. The next part of financial analysis is shareholder equity. It was known as an account on a company, balance sheets that consist of share capital plus retained earnings. It also represents the residual value of asset minus liability. To calculate this shareholder equity is total asset minus total liability. Shareholder equity provides highly useful information when analyzing financial statement. Shareholder equity can be either negative or positive. If it is positive territory, the company has sufficient asset to cover its liability. If it is negative, its liability exceeds assets, which may prevent investors who view such a company as a risky investment. Therefore, according to this figure, it shows that TMC company had increased their performance in managing the shareholder equity. The next financial analysis is return of investment, or known as ROI. This is a key performance indicator KPI that is often used by business to determine profitability of an expenditure. It is commonly measured as a net income divided by the original capital size of the investment. The higher the ratio, the greater the benefit earned. ROI calculations are simple and help an investor decide whether to take or skip an investment opportunities. The calculation can be indicator of how an investment has performed to date. When an investment shows a positive or negative ROI, it can be an important indication to the investor about the value of their investment. In TMC company, the ROI is increased from 2020 to 2021, and it shows that the company has a good performance in gaining the profit. Last but not least, in financial analysis of TMC company is return on equity, or also known as ROE. The return of equity is measure of the profitability of a business in relation to equity, because shareholder equity can be calculated by taking all assets and subtracting all liabilities. ROE can also be thought as a return on asset minus liability. Investors generally prefer company with higher ROE because the good ROE is determined the additional revenue. In TMC company, they had a good ROE because it was the amount had increased from 2020 to 2021. This shows they manage their financial very well that can attract more investors to make an investment. Next, I will present about the SWOT and TOS analysis. In this part, I will present the 4 components about TMC company strategy analysis. Firstly is SW analysis, known as a strength and weakness. As you can see, there are 6 components of strength in TMC company. Firstly is active in CSR, widespread geographical distribution, strong brand recognition, diverse source of income, innovation of track record, and high profit margin. For the weakness of analysis is insufficient employee to cover the task, loyalty among suppliers, increased pressure on the health system, receive a little investment, lack of local specialists, and lastly is equipment too much expensive. All these SW analysis I will explain more detail in IFAST metric analysis. The next part is OT analysis, known as opportunity and threats. There are 4 components for both analysis, and all these components, as you can see, will be explained in detail at the next slide, which is IFAST metric analysis. Next is IFAST metric analysis of TMCL company. In this IFAST metric, I will explain detail about the strength and weakness analysis. The first strength is the active in corporate social responsibility, CSR. CSR could be viewed as a public relation initiative in some aspect, and it can improve company competitiveness. The group of this company, which is Thomson Hospital Kota Damansara, THDK, contribute 2,000 in PPE to the Sabah State Health Department. Thomson Hospital also donate to reusable cotton face masks in collaboration with Yayasan Sejahtera, known as a Malaysian charity that aim to alleviate poverty in country. These CSR are given benefit towards the company. As a result, it can give the positive business reputation and also stronger brand image, recognition, and reputation of the company. The second strength analysis is widespread geographical distribution. This statement related with TMCL company that have a widespread geographical distribution that enhance their business service productivity. Geographical patterns of contagious illness spread such as HIV, influenza, COVID-19, and several acute respiratory syndrome are associated with movement, migration of people, and disease dispersion. Those processes are affected by regional and local circumstances, including socio-economic and workforce economic forces. Therefore, as a company that enlarge faster in the healthcare industry, maintaining the higher quality of medical care and patient safety is a top priority for TMCL as it expands its service effectively. Thirdly is a strong brand recognition. TMCL company had a better understand to changing demands of patients and rebrand their services and product to match them via research. During the lockdown, Thomson TCM has remained committed to its purpose of being a trusted comprehensive health and wellness institution. They're providing a holistic therapeutic option to its patient while following tighter safety standard. Consumers are become aware of traditional Chinese medicine as a consequence of the epidemic. Extensive efforts have been made to verify that the herbal products are both appropriate for internet advertising and delivery across Malaysia. Thomson TCM glad to be a part of an integrative healthcare organisation that had known as a hefty online presence as traditional Chinese medicine (TCM) that continued to expand in great significance among society. The fourth strength of TMC company is diverse source of income. As a healthcare provider choice, TMCL rely in diversity and inclusion to connect with towards its varied patient group. They want to create a diverse workplace where no one is discriminated against because of their age, gender, colour or religion. Their workers' excellent performance show that they are selected based on their credibility and ability. Next is innovation track record. Innovation medical technology are bringing huge new value potential to the healthcare industry. In TMC Group, which is TMC Fertility Center, TMCF, also ensure the innovation on track record during this pandemic. TMC is implement time-lapse imaging technology, which consists of specially constructed incubator equipped with an integrated camera and microscope that capture image of embryo every 10 minutes. This allows experts to monitor the embryo without removing them from the incubator protective environment. And this technique also be linked to increase live birth rates and decrease early pregnancy loss. Lastly, high profit margin also a sign of company. It is measure of a company profitability, stability, and investment attractiveness. Additionally, the TMC company has returned from significant negative effect of the first cycle of lockdowns enforced in the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to higher patient load and increased case intensity handle, the group income increased by 6% for the financial year. Next is witnesses analysis of this company. Firstly, company had insufficient employee to cover the task. Due to the terrible COVID-19 pandemic, numerous nurses had to seek a new career or resign, while others just left the epidemic in the midst of it because it was too much for those frontliners people. In TMCL company, this pressure on this public health sector was sometimes felt at their hospital due to increase in patients that were affected by the COVID-19 virus. Other employees had to step in and redeploy to cover for their colleagues when they were put on MC or quarantine. Second witness of this company is loyalty among supplier. Most businesses have it backwards when it comes to supplier relationship. The supplier impact the company productivity in terms of quality, timeliness, finance, and competitiveness. Thirdly is increased pressure on the health system. Since the epidemic began, healthcare professionals have received unprecedented level of support, solidarity, and appreciation. Dealing with this public health crisis and properly reducing its effect would involve the utilization of all available health resources. As a result, it will affect the healthcare industry including TMC company. Fourthly, receive little investment. Long-term economic development is often dependent on the rise of the economy's industrial output rather than on supply and demand variations. Increased economic development lead to faster revenue growth and higher living standard. Investing to business is influenced by the business cycle. Due to the drop in demand for their goods, firms are more likely to cut down on investment expenditure during recession. Next is lack of specialists. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, it has created serious obstacles for healthcare industry throughout the world. There is pressing need for professionals in private healthcare facilities to assist public hospitals on meeting the growing demand for medical treatment. In addition, the heavy workload and associated stress result in restless, anxiety, sleep disorder, and emotional suffering among healthcare professionals. Lastly, the weakness of TMCL company is the equipment too much expensive. Medical and surgical prices have risen rapidly in recent years, primarily because of the high cost of medication and the influence of physician preference item expenditure. As a result, more money spent on healthcare means less money available for other purchases. It will affect TMC company productivity in future. The next slide is a IFAS metric analysis. It consists of opportunity and threats. The first opportunity of this company is rapid economic expansion. During this pandemic, developments in both private and public expenditure on the healthcare industry have been fueled by economic expansion and an improvement in the effectiveness of government taxation, which has resulted in a rise in both private and public spending on health. Because of this, consumers in all regions and locations are increasingly able to get the health care they need. Health economics is a field of economics that studies the efficiency, quality, worth, and behavior of people involved in the production and consumption of health and healthcare. The second opportunity is company have provide teleconsultation via telehealth platform. This pandemic required change in the healthcare system to avoid staff exposure to unaware patients, keep personal protective equipment (PPE), and minimize the consequence of patient surge on hospital. When it needs to evaluate and treat patient, healthcare and organization have had to adapt to new approaches that don't depend on face-to-face services. Within lockdown still happening unfrequently in this country, THKD expand its telemedicine system, Thomson Hospital Online, by adding rehabilitation, human nutrition, and medical screening service. The third opportunity of this company is preference of consumer are rapidly changed. During this COVID-19, preference of consumer are rapidly changed in healthcare industry. Thus, THKD is ensured that they improve their healthcare and service to meet customer need and demand. The THKD hospital in Malaysia is delighted to open the first specialist HH clinic in the country, which is frequent health concern for many individuals. The clinic is led by the hospital consultant neurologist who are responsible for screening and providing necessary therapy to patients with persistent HH. Lastly, is low inflation rate. Low inflation is preferable to cooperation. A low inflation rate allows for more accurate forecasting of price and earnings. Investment in higher return is encouraged by low inflation, which may lead to better long-term growth. The economies of countries with less long-term inflation tend to perform better. Thus, with the lower inflation rate, the MCLs can increase revenue and constant growth margin with higher gross profit. The next component of IFA's metric analysis is threat analysis. Firstly, is intense competition in the industry. Hospitals have recently competed for professionals by providing more highly qualified support workers or better equipment. Growing evidence indicate that hospitals will compete for customers by offering more facilities, greater service, or lower cost. The large and small rivalry for medical skill and technology is intense. The locations that try the hardest to cut medical advance and technology are the ones that attract the best and brightest medical professionals. Second threat for TMC company is economic disruption by COVID-19. In order to be prepared for an increase in COVID-19 patients, hospitals will need to increase the number of critical pressure rooms, recruit more professionals, pay overtime, train staff, and acquire personal protective equipment (PPE) to free up hospital beds and employees. All no-urgent and no-emergency operation and treatment were cancelled. As a result, it became a threat to TMCL company to overcome this issue and ensure they can give the best service toward their patients. The next threat is challenge in e-commerce platform. This situation also known as a threat to the TMC care pharmacies. Retail pharmacies face fierce competition in the e-commerce sector since existing platforms like Lazada and Shopee allow even smaller pharmacies to open e-shops. Furthermore, many overseas vendors are using this platform to provide such products to Malaysia at a lower cost. As a result of this, the competition for retail pharmacies in Malaysia has grown significantly. Last threat for TMC company is shortage of professional workers. Since the beginning of the pandemic, there has been a rising scarcity of healthcare professionals due to the increased demand for services. People in this crucial field are going to have a hard time keeping up with the increased demand for medical care. As a result of this loss of concentration, medical mistake, lack of commitment, and neglected nursing practice may occur. Patients in other staff institutions have a higher chance of death during the treatment, an increased risk of complication, a rise in surgical site infection, and an increased risk of dying. The next slide is I will explain about this table, which is S5-factor analysis of TMCL company. Based on the table here, overall strength perspective S2 was spread geographical distribution. In a short time, the company can meet the customer needs and want that serve a wide demographic of the customer in the regional territory. During this COVID-19, the broad reach and presence of TMCLs in the highly competitive private healthcare businesses give them a strategic advantage. The pleasure of their patient is crucial to TMCLs' continued success as a well-known healthcare service on demand. S3, strong brand recognition. Throughout the COVID-19 epidemic, they discovered the patients were often hesitant to travel or attend the hospital to pick up their medicine. The MCLs respond by launching Thomson Hospital Online, an integrated technology platform that allows patients to get advice, prescription, and medication delivery from the security and convenience of their residence. However, the weakness of TMCL is W1 insufficient employee to cover the task, and it lead to W3 increased pressure on the health system. In a short time during this pandemic, the number of cases imposed a burden on their public healthcare system, which had been occasionally perceived at Thomson Hospital Kocha Damansara THKD. Whenever employees were taken on MC or isolated, other employees were required to step in and cover for their co-workers. As a result, in a short duration, it affects TMCL productivity because the employee will feel burnt out as well as less motivated. For an intermediate duration, 01. Rapid economic expansion increase the profit of the company by expanding its product and service effectively. In other words, THKD with T-System Singapore launched their project to develop and integrate his EMR ERP system named SAP this starting December 2020. Once installed, THKD will be Malaysia's first hospital to have this technology. The SAP-TIS system will provide the foundation for the hospital digital ecosystem, supply physicians and workers with details and facilitating activities via a streamlined workflow. Last but not least, a long duration that affects strategic factor at TMCL is S1 active in corporate responsibility. Companies that exhibit corporate social responsibility have acquired recognition and appreciation for their endeavors in today's digital environment. Throughout the pandemic, TMCL engaged in community health education and provide 201,000 worth of personal protective equipment (PPE) to Sabah COVID-19 relief work. They realized the need to develop strong and long-lasting relationship with the community, particularly as they deal with the COVID-19 epidemic. The last slide is about TOS analysis. A TOS analysis is an extension of the SWOT analysis framework that identifies company's strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. TOS examines a company's external opportunity and threats and compare them to the firm's strength and weakness. The main purpose of TOS analysis is to reduce threats, take advantage of opportunity, exploit strength, and remove weaknesses. SWOT and TOS is the relationship between internal and external factor. They examine how they link up. As we can see on this table, the strength to opportunity focuses around how company can exploit the strength in order to respond to the potential opportunities in the market. Next is strength to the threats. Examine how strength can be used to mitigate or remove the threat to the businesses, and in some cases look at how threats can be transformed to opportunity. After that, weakness to opportunity. This is the hardest consideration as it doesn't always come naturally. It considers how company opportunity can remove their weaknesses. Last but not least is weakness to threat. It highlights how weaknesses can play into, develop or enhance the threat of business. I think that's it from me. Thank you for listening.
There are several recommended strategies that our group found. First, expand the target market by introducing a new product. TMC Life Science has been providing a healthcare service for quite long since its establishment in the industry. So the rising number of the population nowadays means there will always a new market that will be created. It is up to the TMC Life Science to access a new market, to look for a new opportunities by introducing a new services or product such as medical mask, PPE suit, glove, and so on, and align the need of the customer with the ability to offer a value and will attract and satisfy the market. So that is based on the source, which is the company expertise, instead of only focusing on medical care service such as endocrine surgery, general strategy, clinical laboratory service, daycare products, and others. The company actually also has a bright potential if they wanted to experiment with a new services or new product due to the company's brands and establishment in the market. So other than that, the source of suppliers can be directly acquired from the local suppliers. So the TMC Life Science has a brighter potential to become more successful in producing various healthcare products instead only focusing on the main healthcare services. TMC Life Science should take this opportunity to tap into the underserved market by providing the affordable care for the patients. Second, human resource strategy. TMC Life Science as a healthcare sector puts a high value on customer satisfaction to ensure that the qualities, performance and services provided by all the employees is always at its peak. So, to keep up with the company businesses in movement, we recommend that the company develop a human resource strategies dealing with its human resource. Human resource strategy define all the direction for all the essential of HR, including the hiring, performance evaluation, development, and remunerations. The program should be concise and convenient for all the employees to follow all the TMC Life Science operations and improve the performance in less times. It could assist employees in maintaining quality performance that is commerce with the TMC Life Science reputation, thereby helping the company to meet its objective. TMC Life Science might use this technique for three things. First, recruitment. Second, hiring. And third, professional growth. The MC Life Science must make effort successfully to find, recruit, and high-quality applicants to fulfill the available jobs. Following the completion of recruitment, the company should provide a training to assist new employees in performing their duties more effectively by focusing on the skills and knowledge required by the roles as well as how this organization uses them. Then, finally, there is a professional growth, which is education and training continues throughout a person working life to assist her consistently improve what she does. Next, marketing strategy. From a marketing point of view, the process of providing healthcare services must be carried out in fulfill with a patient requirements. Accordingly, activities that have been designed to meet its requirements. The company can boost their marketing strategy by introducing the product on a global scope. The MC Life Science must develop a responsive website that instantly change to a set of screens, ensuring the same experience whether the site is browsed by a computer, laptop, or any mobile devices. It's usual in a website nowadays, but it's also something search engine for search query any medical product provided on website. So the MC Life Science must also ensure that their website is a mobile friendly. As well, this provide the client with a more user friendly experience while searching for a proper product and services for them. For obtaining all such a goal, however, necessitated the identification of point of contact between the healthcare staff and the healthcare service consumer, as well as an assessment for the extent to which activity carried out at this point correspond to the need and the expectation expressed by the patients. Because the behavior of a healthcare customer is difficult to predict, the patient presence in delivery process may be a major source of uncertainty. Besides, the MC Life Science should be also increase the social media preference because some of their clients are checking out on social media or surfing their internet, and many individuals use their mobile phone and laptop for daily duties. Finally, build a trusted relationship. We encourage that the MC Life Science to build a strong and trustworthy relationship. Nothing is more important to a business than a customer satisfaction. The MC Life Science, on the other hand, will be left higher and dry if they do not develop sustainable, loyal, and engaged customer base in the market with competing other brands. Although the MC Life Science operations are running smoothly and focus on Southeast effectively, but still the TMC Life Science face a stiff competition for national and international healthcare sectors that have a larger numbers customer base than them. So as a result, the MC Life Science should develop a plan to form a strategic international strategic alliance with other healthcare sectors. The MC Life Science will have access to their knowledge with reduced competitions. The MC Life Science can establish relationships and networks to expand its operation globally and be known by a large number of people. It can also save money by distributing advertisement and marketing courses. Making an international joint venture will eliminate the risk of discrimination. So this is the great opportunities for the TMC Life Science if it collaborates with firms from different countries and combines their strategies and strength to achieve synergy. As a solution, TMC Life Science could create a loyalty program for its most loyal consumer and provide them with a free gift sample point toward rewards. The company can also provide them with a special deals, discount, or early access for a new product and services. When the outsiders know about these deals, they will want it on the action as well. Next, the client feedback is critical to a company long-term performance. It allows the companies to hear directly from each customer about what works and what doesn't. So they want to be able to submit feedbacks on the website, on the social media, and over the phones, and see their suggestions are being heard. Relationship development and changing the client experience are critical for organizations. Prioritize the customers' experience and value they offer, and guarantee the organization continually provide high quality personalized service. This will not only improve the company's brands, but it will also make it easier for anyone to connect with TMC Life Science. That's all for me. Thank you.
And conclusion, so based on our observation and analysis, the MCLS still profitable and can operate as usual. Since healthcare sector is one of the most preferred sector during the COVID-19 pandemic. And only the TMC care pharmacy that face challenges to receive customer during pandemic. Okay, since most customers prefer to buy online. And also we can see TMCLS is able to expand the THKD and Thomson Iskandar during this time to ensure they will be the first customer choice healthcare sector in Southeast Asia. And last, also we can see their success are influenced by the success of human capital development, as most of their staff are really talented, motivated and professional.